Hey, what is up guys, this is Cobb, this is an account takeover video, and let me tell you something, this is going to be a little bit of a strange one. In this one, I've been given a very specific task from the account owner, Mr. Bimmelt, and that is chicken or keep with his level 50 champions. Feel free to play along in the comments as I go, man, and let me know if you disagree with any of my picks here, dude. This is gonna get savage. So before we get started, real quick, as always, if you're looking to create a new raid account, man, you know we've got the best beginner promo link in the world, right? You are aware of that, I hope so, because I mention it often enough. God knows. It's down below this video at the top of the description box, man. Click on that link on laptop or PC and use that link on your laptop or PC to create your new raid account. You're gonna get all of the free champions that you see on screen right now on that account, completely for free, to get you off to the most incredible start imaginable. Make sure to get it done while Xenomorph is still the login reward legendary champion. It's only going to last until early January, so do not hang about. If you're looking to create a new free-to-play account, that beginner promo link below this video is the way to get that done. Okay, man. First and foremost, good old Vrask. Vrask for me, keep. No doubt about it, man. Vrask is great. His A1 fills his attack meter by 20% if this attack is critical, so he's nice and easy to build with crit rate gauntlets, get him up to 100% crit. And then his passive heals all allies by 10% of this champion's max HP whenever he inflicts a crit. And so he's just an A1 spamming machine. I don't like this view. Let's use this view instead. Let's actually see Vrask in his beautiful bald head, man. Vrask is a great champion, specifically for Eternal Dragon, and whenever Eternal Dragon shows up, you can use Vrask. He doesn't care if he's under block active skills debuff, he just wants to spam the A1 anyway, and just basically take care of boosting his own time meter and healing your team. Solid champion. Dakelhin, keep. She's good enough to keep, at least for faction wars. You can use her as like an anti-freeze champion, I guess, into some areas of the game. People used to use her for that in Arena. I don't know, she's a little bit power crept since those days, but she at least brings an increased attack self buff on herself and a 3-turn cooldown to tackle enemies with a 75% chance of placing decreased speed debuff. That for me is good enough to keep her for faction wars. Next up, Jarag. Honestly, also worth a keep. So far so good with these champions, man. Decreased attack debuff on the A1, it's a decent land rate. Most importantly though, it brings increased defense and ally protect on a 4-turn, strong versions. Solid enough, good enough, meant to bring it to faction wars for keeping your nerds alive. Next up, Gory. I'd rather have a Neldor or a Creodan or a Yakal in my hard mode Fire Knight team, but as far as freeze champions go, Gory is okay. Brings a triple hitter, attacks 3 times at random, each up with a 100% chance of placing freeze debuff for 1 turn on a 3-turn cooldown. So a big burst of freeze effects is going to be quite useful to take into hard Fire Knight. Not too bad, not not terrible. Gory's pretty okay. Worth keeping at least. You might find some use for Gory into hard Fire Knight. Next up, Hellgazer. Chicken. Chicken. This is the first chicken of the video, man. I don't know. I do not believe in Hellgazer. It's just the most generic damage dealer champion you can ever possibly get. I don't know. When does Hellgazer ever come into a point on your account where you're like, you know what? It's time. It's time to max the Hellgazer. Like, every epic champion we've covered so far takes priority to go up to level 60 before the Hellgazer, and I'm sure there are a dozen more epics here that would take priority above the Hellgazer, and this isn't counting legendary champions and potentially mythical champions that you want to take up to 60 before a Hellgazer. I think that this is a champion where on paper it's not bad, but you end up kicking the can down the road so long that eventually you just say, F it, chicken, and you just throw her in the oven, you know? Is the way that I look at Hellgazer, man. Very, very low land rate on the decreased defense as well. It's only 30%, so even as a debuffer, she's not great. Yeah, I would not bother. Next up, Jotun. I forgot what this champion does. Chicken. If I don't know what an epic champion does in this game by now, like given how many like tier list videos and stuff I make on this channel, it's probably because it's just a bad champion. Yeah, it's probably just a very mediocre champion. Jotun places decreased defense. It's only weak version decreased defense. What are we doing? It's already a chicken, man. The A2 is an attack 1 enemy, chance of placing HP burn. Single target, it's not good. Even if it's a 4-turn duration, it's still not good enough. And then on the A3, attacks when enemy destroys the target's max HP. Nah. Now, I've seen enough, man. Jotun, get him in the sea, get him in the bin. Next up, Essine Crusher. Can place decreased crit rate buff. And that's it. I mean, kind of. Like, that's kind of it. Yeah, I don't know. It's already level 50. Decreased crit rate. It's an attack all enemies. 3-turn cooldown. It decreases the damage all allies receive from crits by 15%. That's fine. It's fine. Keep for faction wars. Probably going to end up being a big fluffy white chicken. Sandlash Survivor. Bit of context. We've got a Wixwell on this account that I'm doing an account takeover for. We need to keep this champion. We are massively lacking champions that increase the duration of ally buffs, and we need ally buff duration extenders. Champions that bring increase the duration of all ally buffs by 1 turn on a 3-turn cooldown. Those champions are key for a Wixwell team. Sandlash Survivor, everybody should keep one, especially if you are planning on potentially building a Wixwell team in the future on your account. Would not get rid, man. Cage Breaker. The absolute definition of an average epic champion. Chance of placing decreased defense, it's not bad. Attacks 4 times at random, chance of placing sleep. Sleep is like the weakest of all of the hard crowd control skills in the game. It's not great, and attacking it at random isn't great. And then we've got attack all enemies, destroys each attack, gets max HP. How often does this actually matter? Not that often. Scarab King, I guess, I don't know. Grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy is not terrible. You know, it's okay. Honestly, I'm gonna say chicken. I'm gonna say chicken, dude. I think that Cage Breaker isn't good enough. I think it's another Hellgazer situation where it's a very mediocre epic that you kick the can down the road for so long, you just end up never maxing this champion. It rots in the vault unless you want to use it as a chicken. And so, yeah, that would be my view. Venomage. Good old Venomage, great champion. Fantastic. This is definitely a keep. Venomage is great. Places all kinds of poisons, decreased defense, decreased attack, and most importantly, places a heal reduction debuff at a 100% land rate. This is key, a key debuff to bring into some of the bosses in Grim Forest, actually, as well as Amius in Kest City. And so, yeah, always save your high land rate heal reduction champions. They will come in valuable once you are faction limited in what champions you can pick going into Amius. Next up, Inquisitor Shamil, easy keep, one of the best Hydra champions in the game. Fantastic against any enemies that spam True Fear, so pretty good into Leshun in Grim Forest as well. Definitely keep. Sylar, one of the best wave controller champions in the game. AoE decrease speed, 40% AoE 10-minute decrease against all enemies on a 4-turn. This is a damn good skill for wave control. You're almost definitely going to get great value out of Sylar into Faction Crypts, which, would you note, she also brings a 22% speed aura into Faction Crypts as well. Great champion, right? Rowan, I believe, Poisoner, I want to say. Does he bring poison? Okay, yeah, does bring a poison, 3-turn cooldown, attacks in 4 times, each hit with 100% land rate poison. Very good if you still need a Rowan for Demon Lord Clan Boss. You don't really use this champion many other places of the game. Maybe worth holding on to just for the heal reduction on the A1, but even then it's only a 70% land rate. Tell you what, I wouldn't say turn Rowan into a chicken, but if we could, what about their legs? They don't need those, you know? If we could chop off Rowan's legs and make some chicken legs out of Rowan, but just keep Rowan for the heal reduction, that would be my advice. We don't need Rowan into Demon Lord anymore. For the poisons, we have a ninja on this account. Not required. I'd hold on to it just for the heal reduction, man. Next up, Rian the Conjurer. This is an okay champion. AoE weaken, AoE buff peel, and a revive is always decent enough for Faction Wars. Yeah, we keep. Bloodfeather, yeah, you want to keep this champion for a fusion component, for the, well, just the required fusion. I can't even remember what faction, what champion you use Bloodfeather as a fusion component for. Besides that, once you've used Bloodfeather as a fusion component champion, turn this champion into a chicken. Believe me, I've tried to make Bloodfeather work. You might have seen that video on the channel. Decreased speed, 10-meter decrease, brings a decreased defense debuff as well, and has an extra 30% chance of inflicting a crit on every single skill. You might think this is a decent champion. Not very good. The damage numbers aren't good enough, and for me, doesn't do enough in most areas of the game to warrant building. I would chicken the Bloodfeather. Husk, I definitely build. Decent. AoE stun, enemy max HP damage against Hydra is pretty good. You know, double hit to provoke A1, also pretty good into Hydra. Always going to be decent into wave content because of the stun and the damage of the A2 skill. Always worth building. Arenyes, get it in the sea. I think this is a piece of crap. I think that this is a food champion through and through. Can place poison on the A1, which is fine. Attacks all enemies on the A3. It's a 4-turn cooldown on the A2. Nah. We've seen enough, man. Arenyes can be a food champion. Shatterbones, I would actually keep. I would actually keep Shatterbones purely for Faction Wars because honestly, this A2 is just underrated. It's a 4-turn cooldown, sure, but it's an attack all enemies 3 times. Each hit with a 75% chance to decrease enemy 10 meter by 30%. And yes, it is each hit, even though it doesn't say it in the skill. It's great for wave control. Very nice champion. The rest of his kit's a little bit terrible. But we just won't look at that, man. It's fine. Next up, we've got Facilas. I would keep this guy. Chance of Blessing Provoke, heal reduction, nice and reliable heal reduction debuff on the A2. We've already spoken about that. And also brings the 310 cooldown shield buff and strengthen buff as well. It's only weak version of strengthen, which always sounds funny to say to me. It's the weak version of strengthen. It's strengthen, but without the steroids. You know, it's a natty strengthen buff. Yeah, I'd keep him. I think that he's good enough to use. Claude, I nearly said breastfeeder there for a second. Claude Beastfeeder is good enough to keep a faction wars, man. While he's not busy breastfeeding, he does a pretty damn good job placing 310 cooldown, increased speed buff. For that reason alone, I think that he's good enough. Also places shields as well on all allies, also on a 310 cooldown. Just a solid little champion to take into faction wars. Might not be worth taking it all the way up to 6 stars. He can do a pretty good job, even just left at level 50, as long as he's tanky enough to not perish on the battlefield. He can do a pretty good job. Archmage Helmet, similar deal. Solid champion. For some reason, he's like half booked. Every skill is like 1 book away from being fully booked. Like, what is going on with the skill book usage on this account, man? The Archmage is fine to leave at 50 as well, for the most part. Brings AoE stuns, good AoE buffs with increased speed and stuff like that. Yeah, he's a fine champion to leave at level 50. I wouldn't chicken him. Consider taking him up to 60 in the future if you really like him. Grizzled Jarl. Ooh, this one's tough. Okay, it's a 410 cooldown, attack all enemies, 100% land rate, decreased attack debuff. 410 cooldown stinks, really, but he does also place increased defense as well on a 310. Yeah, I think Grizzled Jarl is not a chicken. He's worth holding on to, man. He's just fine. As for Hope, oh god, well, I hope I'm going to suggest that we keep her now because we've invested skill tomes into Hope, and so if I suggest that she's a chicken now, I might get some shtick. She increased duration of buffs and allies by a turn, but it's a 410 cooldown, so she's a bit useless for a Wixwell team. She then also shields. What else does she do? Attacks all enemies with a bit of buff peel. Oh god, Hope, don't look at me like that. Okay, fine. We'll not put you in the oven. She's looking away from me now, man. She can't even believe that I considered it. We'll hold on to Hope. Okay, it's always good to hold on to Hope, you know what I'm saying, man? Morag Bronzelock, this is definitely a keep. Ally attack, attack all enemies, strengthen buff is great for faction wars. She's a defense-based damage dealer, so she's nice and survivable. Yeah, I keep her for faction wars. Same thing for Magna, great AoE damage dealer. Doesn't need much more saying about him. I think that he's a bit overrated, to be honest, in most people's point of views. You know, most people disagree with me on that, but I think he's a bit overrated, but he's a good enough damage dealer for faction wars to warrant keeping. Tashon brings increased defense, 10 meter fill, as well as an attack all enemies weaken debuff. You know, I think, again, he's good enough to keep, probably, for faction wars. I personally wouldn't build one myself. God, is he a bloody ugly champion. Look at him. Look at that grin. Man, I wonder how he pronounces the letter P. You know what I'm saying? Tashon. At least he can say his own name. You know, he's like a Pokemon. He just walks around saying, Tashon, Tar. What am I even doing in this video? Yeah, he's good enough to keep. He's fine. Haikatune brings a speed aura in all battles. She's an easy keep. What are we doing? Let's waste no more time. Diana Gloompiercer is one of the best epic champion, just like general nukers in the game. She brings a light ally attack skill, I think on her A2. She also self-buffs, as you can see, with increased crit rate. Increased crit damage means you only have to build her with 70% crit rate, and the rest can go into crit damage, which is bloody lovely for a damage dealer to take into faction wars. And so, yeah, well, we're taking up to 6 stars. Pop off with the Diana. I've never built one myself. I've never had to. I'd like to build one at some point at some time. And yeah, her ally attack skill on the A2 is just quite good as well for boss killing. Miscreator Monster is one of the best epic champions in the game. Definitely build this guy, definitely use this guy. He's amazing into Ice Golem, into Spider's Den. Even if you don't use him in your core dungeon teams, you'll probably find use for him eventually in things like Curse City, where you're faction limited and what you can use into Spider and into Ice Golem. And so there he can show up as a big ally protector, big shield placer, great crowd control with his stun. Just a very, very solid champion overall. And then we've got Zelatar, get him in the sea, piece of crap, turn this guy into a chicken as soon as possible. Brings us attack all enemies, chance of placing sleep. You guys know what I think of sleep. It's on a 5-turn cooldown, by the way. Yes, that's fully booked. Dear lord, that is just not good. Also places a shield buff on all allies. It's a 4-turn cooldown. My goodness. Did Zelatar used to be good back in the day? Yeah, I feel like he did. People really liked Zelatar. I don't know, man. I started playing Raid 2 years ago. When I joined the game, the tide has risen quite a lot for what I consider a good champion. It's very different to what people consider a good champion from like 4 or 5 years ago who started playing the game. I think Zelatar stinks, man. Maybe some people disagree with me, but there you do go, man. And there you have it. Very, very quick video, this one, but I thought it would be a nice way to wrap up this account takeover for Mr. Bimmelt's account. So there it is. Thanks for stopping by. Do you agree with my picks? Did you disagree with my picks? Go ahead and help out Mr. Bimmelt down below in the comments. And of course, if you're looking to start off a new raid account, while you're down there, click on the beginner promo link that's down below this video at the top of the description box and use that link to create a new raid account for all of the freebies that you see on screen right now.